tree is mine. So. Here we go. Let's look right here. Mom, you want some of this? Great.
Great. Yeah.
Great. Great.
Fabulous.
Got it?
Dad is here.
Dad?
Come
Come on, Dad. Come on, Dad. Hey.
One more.
Dad got a big smile on his face.
Well, now he doesn't have to work so many across.
Look at that. And he takes it as well, too.
Fabulous. Congratulations.
Thank you. We're glad to have that. Thank you. Your credit to the county and mom and dad. And I have another. It's Tyler Alexander Turner. Come on. Jackson County Commission would like to recognize 2022 senior of another Pleasant Grove. How about that? Dad? Granddad, good to see you. Grandma, hey, we're going to move over there, okay?
You don't have to own pay for that.
No, we'll get a degree in healthcare administration and chemistry. I never could do that. The goal is to open his own clinic for under-resourced communities. Now tell me that isn't a lofty goal, and here we are. Your dream, your plan, you reach there will be the obstacles. There will be doubts. There will be mistakes. But with hard work, with belief and confidence and trust in yourself and those around you, there are no limits. Okay? Well, congratulate you, Tyler, on recognizing you for the outstanding senior at Pleasant Grove High. You know that we can't do it without grandma.
Right?
That I know. What that $1 million? With awarded a scholarship over $1 million. I just didn't read for it.
Get the one without her mask on.
Oh, no,
Go ahead.
Bleeding mask.
All right, guys, I'm okay. Whatever we do in the rest of this commission meeting, not going to be as good as that. We're gonna see if scales come out. All right. Bishop, thank you, sir. Thank you all. I would like to turn the floor over to Mr. Sheriff for his presentation. How much you got?
You'll see.
25.
You'll see.
Congratulations. Good job, guys.
Thank you.
Hey, you touch the rest down.
First of all, I want to say good morning to my fellow commissioners. And Jimmy, I'm going to see if I can compete in just a little way as relates to these students. I want to bring up this morning Kylan Benson and his wonderful principal and assistant principal. So Ms. Walker is the principal. Assistant principal is Mr. Micah Kent. And I want to say, first of all, before I read this resolution, how proud I am. Some of you all are getting to know as a commission body that they call me Mama Scales in my district. This young man is a product of why I have such a passion for public service. So Kylan was accepted, he applied to 19 colleges. He was accepted into 18 colleges. Of those 18, 4 are Ivy League schools. And of those, he chose to go to Harvard. And he received, Mr. President, to your honor, more than $3 million in scholarships. And he made a 32 on his ACT. He's the co-valedictorian at Ramsey High School, which of course is in Commissioner Tyson's district. I recently had surgery, and I won't go too much into that at a later date, but someone tagged me on something that they asked him what was his inspiration for wanting to do government, and he's going to Harvard for international studies. And he mentioned someone else along with myself. And I just happened to be scrolling through Facebook and saw it, and I said, wow. So yesterday, he was blessed because it's not enough for these students to have scholarships. They have to be able to maintain themselves while they're there. And so there were some anonymous donors who stepped up, and he received $28,000 to be able to take care of his expenses while he's there, because we want him focused totally on school. So let me go ahead, come on, Kyle. And so let me read this. He started out at Sun Valley and went to Smith, and now he's in Ramsey. And so it says, I can do all things through Christ, who strengthens me, Philippians 4:13. Whereas the Jefferson County Commission pauses in its deliberations to honor the relentless accomplishments of Kylan Amari Benson as he embarks upon his post-secondary matriculation at the prestigious Harvard University. And whereas Kylan Amari Benson was born in Jefferson County, Alabama on November 18, 2003, to the proud parents of Koala, I hope I'm saying this right, Quayla, okay, her mama was smart, Quayla Benson, and Jonathan Henderson. And whereas Kylan Amari Benson began his educational journey at Sun Valley Elementary School and Ellen Smith Middle School, and conducted his secondary education at Ramsey International Baccalaureate High School in Birmingham, Alabama. And whereas Kylan Amari Benson is the president of the Ramsey International Baccalaureate High School Student and Government Club, president of the senior class, co-captain of the Speak First debate team, recipient of the 2022 YMCA Youth Legislature Jahari Hardy Award as an Outstanding Statesman in the Senate, and twice selected to attend the Conference of National Affairs in North Carolina to discuss strategies addressing youth issues throughout North America. And whereas his favorite class, or what he remembers most at Ramsey International Baccalaureate High School, is being the Ramsey Rams mascot uniform. He was asked to do that at one of the high school basketball playoff games, which was a personal aspiration. Whereas he has completed his studies at Ramsey International Baccalaureate High School with a grade point average of 4.5, earning him the title as co-valedictorian of the graduating class of 2022. And whereas Kylan Amari Benson scored a 32 on the ACT, which is a tool colleges and universities employ to gauge high school seniors vying for admissions. And whereas Kylan Amari Benson earned 18 scholarships and awarded more than $3 million, with 4 being Ivy League schools. And whereas he has narrowed his choices to Harvard and Georgetown University, ultimately selecting Harvard University with a full scholarship. And whereas Kylan Amari Benson's major will be in government with a concentration in international studies. And whereas Kylan Amari Benson says his inspirations came from his mother, grandmother, students, faculty, and President Pro Tem of the Jefferson County Commission, Lashunda Scales. And whereas it is with the utmost respect and honor that the President Pro Tem Lashunda Scales, along with the entire Jefferson County Commission, commend Kylan Amari Benson for his amazing scholastic achievement, worthy of recognition by the citizens of Jefferson County, state of Alabama, the United States of America, and the global community. Jefferson County is pleased to have played a valuable role in the early success that he has obtained, and we believe his spirit of excellence shall continue in the years to come. And now, therefore, upon the recommendation of President Pro Tem Lashunda Scales, be it resolved by the Jefferson County Commission of the State of Alabama that a copy of this resolution be presented to Kylan Maury Benson in honor of his magnificent achievements as he begins his stellar journey towards greatness. Presented this 12th day of May, 2022.
Good morning. Thank you so much to the commission for having me here today. It really means a lot to me to be recognized by such a distinguished government body. And one of the things that I can say is that, hard work really pays off, and that has really been a testament in my life. And also, it's been so amazing to receive so many blessings from people who don't even know me. And so, the biggest thing that I can say throughout this journey is when you have passion and you have perseverance, there's nothing that you should let it get in your way. And so, like any other students who are in high school or even younger, I would just implore them to keep the passion, keep the faith, keep the drive, and perseverance. And it can take you so many places. Education opens so many doors, and I'm so thankful to be here today, and I'm excited to go on the next step of my journey.
Good morning. I'm Dr. Karen Russell Walker, principal of Ramsey High School. On behalf of Ramsey High School and our commissioner serving our district commissioner, Sheila Tyson, we would like to thank this beautiful, awesome, powerful woman, Lashunda Scales, for what she has done for Ramsey High School. And when I say Ramsey High School, Colin and I talked this morning. This is beyond Kylan. Kylan wants those that are looking at him from the front row to the balcony to see what has happened in his life. And he wants them to pursue every area of greatness that he has. I have Mr. Kemp with me, who has spent tirelessly hours with Kylan. Kylan has been in competition most of the 3 years that I've served as principal in Ramsey High School. And weekend in and weekend out, Mr. Kemp has relieved himself of home duties to be with Kylan, to travel with him. And so while I am speaking, it is really just to stand on behalf of Ramsey High School. But I would like for Mr. Kemp to stand on behalf of Kylan because he does deserve this money.
Good morning, everyone. We're excited for what this opportunity that has been placed with Kylan is coming forward today. This young man is a humble spirit who is a hard worker, who puts his nose to the grindstone. He does not look for accolades, but he works hard. And because of his hard work and his humbleness, he's been able to accomplish the things he has. He's a testament to the work that you all are doing as a commission and what we want to do to empower and to help our young people to strive for the successes such as Kylan as he's obtained. I'm just honored to be able to be in his presence and to see his hard work and to be a part of anything positive that he's been able to accomplish. Thank you for letting me go along for the journey with you, Kylan. And it's just been an inspiration to me about how I can help others achieve their goals and support them in what they want to do. So it's all of our jobs and all of our responsibilities that as we see scholars who want to achieve greatness, that we get behind them, support them, give them everything that they need to make sure that their dreams can come true. And we know that as a commission and also with you, also with your support and with your support as well, but we know those things can be accomplished. So again, I'm just honored to be a part of the village that has helped Kylan to get to this point, and we look forward to helping him to move forward in other things and helping other scholars to do the same as well. And again, on behalf of our principal, Dr. Parker, as she said, we at Ramsey say, and because of Kylan, we say at Ramsey that every day is a great day to be a Ram. And because of Kylan, it's a great day to be a Ramsey Ram at Ramsey High School. Thank you so much.
So what I'm going to do, because I want Kylan to have the experience of the full commission, I have one more presentation, and if you all will oblige, I'd like for him to take a photo with all of us. And but I want to say this very quickly. He's a testament of no excuses for you to succeed. Kylan made a very hard choice to separate from his mother just so that he can be able to catch the bus to go to school. So that's the reason why I tell my students you're going to win. There's no way in the world that you can tell me that you look at a person like himself, everything is not in place. Obviously his mother was in tears yesterday because the odds were stacked against him, and he worked through it, and here he is today. And I'm looking forward to him taking his international studies at Harvard and coming back and fulfilling my place and doing great things here locally, because that's what it's all about. So stick around just a minute. Come on up, Mr. Art Franklin. That's my second presentation for today. Art Franklin. Don't go far. Art is such a jewel to me in more ways than one. He and I not only are personal friends, but Art has done some amazing work in Alabama and beyond. And so I want to read this resolution before I get too personal. And I don't want to delay the time, but he's worthy of it. He's recently retired. And the resolution reads, "May the work I've done speak for me." Whereas the Jefferson County Commission pauses in its deliberations to honor the legacy and philanthropic service of multiple Emmy Award-winning journalist Art Franklin, as he performed his final live broadcast on April 29, 2022 on CBS 42 in Birmingham, Alabama. And whereas it is the custom of the Commission to recognize the distinguished aptitudes of esteemed individuals in Jefferson County, Alabama, whose lives have been visibly committed to excellence, inclusion, and diversity. And whereas the local community's quality of life has been richly affected by the sacrificial dedication and benevolent efforts of Art Franklin. And whereas Art Franklin was born in 1958, couldn't tell, in Detroit, Michigan. He matriculated through Little Bridge Elementary, Foch Junior High, and Southeastern High School. He later graduated from the University of Michigan in 1980. And whereas Art Franklin was raised by his mother Ann and stepfather Andrew. He is the proud husband of Michelle Franklin and father of 4 adult children. Whereas Art Franklin is the first African-American male to anchor in primetime television in Birmingham, Alabama on WBRC Fox 6 station. And whereas Art Franklin has worked as an anchor at CBS 42, WBRC, WILX, and WABY TV 10 as the station's military affairs correspondent, reporting from the Pentagon, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Italy, Spain, France, Germany, and the Caribbean. He has also worked on WXIA 11 Live and WAGA TV Fox 5, both in Atlanta, Georgia. And whereas Art Franklin has earned over 75 journalistic and community awards, inducted into the National Academy of Television Arts and Science Silver Circle, and in 2017 named Alabama's Best News Anchor by the Alabama Broadcasting Association. And whereas Art Franklin's documentary Kids and Violence, Saving a Generation, won both an Emmy and Script Howard Award. Franklin also produced Chosen One, the Fred Shuttlesworth story for WBRC, and authored a book titled Give It All You Got, a motivational book for young men. And whereas Art Franklin launched the Art Franklin collection of men's dress clothes in 2021, and whereas he is truly a national treasure and the citizens of Jefferson County are indeed blessed to have witnessed his professional, credible, and conscientious approach in delivering news and information for decades. And whereas, attendant to such concern and in full record with his long-standing traditions, Lashunda Scales, President Pro Tem, along with the entire Jefferson County Commission, are justly proud to hereby honor, recognize, and commend Art Franklin on the occasion of his retirement after over 35 years of journalistic excellence. And now, therefore, be it resolved, under the recommendation of President Pro Tem Lashunda Scales, that a copy of this resolution be presented to Art Franklin in honor of his service and legacy as he retires from a remarkable career. Signed by the Jefferson County Commission on this 12th day, or presented on this 12th day of May, 2022. So I wanted Art to be here today. You all are about to pass an item that we have already had at our meeting on Tuesday. It's under Commission 1 for $25,000. There's an empowerment piece to it, but it's for families. And I want you all to know that Art not only does news, but he really cares about the community. So he has invested his business in Inslee, but more importantly, he's been a personal friend that doesn't mind critiquing all of my work. So he's going to critique this resolution, I'm sure, when this is over with. But I introduce to some and present to others my friend, and one that I know who has made a difference in the state of Alabama, Mr. Art Franklin.
I am going to be brief because I know you guys have got to get to the business of the commission here in Jefferson County, but President Pro Tem, President Stevens, and to the rest of the Jefferson County Commission, I want to thank you all for this resolution. Thank the people of Jefferson County for allowing me to come into your homes. The times that I've come into your homes on television between the two stations that I worked in this market, starting in 1991 at WBRC and completing my time as an anchor here at CBS 42 on April 29th of this year, just a few weeks ago. I don't know where she got all that information from. You know, it just reminds me of so much that I've done over the years, but also so much that I still have to do. So I'm not retiring, I'm transitioning, and I will be in this community continuing to give whatever I can to be of assistance to the betterment of the people of Jefferson County and citizens of Birmingham and throughout this entire metro area. But Tyson, Raymond, Stevens, Knight, and Commissioner Pro Tem, President Pro Tem, thank you very much.
So, Commissioner, if you all don't mind, if you would stand and you'll give us a photo right quick. Do you mind? All right. So, we're going to start with Kylan first, and then we'll have, yes, please. Because I didn't want them to have to do it. And then Art Franklin will be second. Okay? No, his mother had to make it.
Yeah, we'll bring y'all there. I love it all. Yeah. I can get out of the way.
No, I want you to get out of the way. What I want you to do, can you do it by Commissioner Tyson?
I'll be happy to.
And President Tyson. Can you come on? I'm gonna get this. And, so you gonna come on title?
I am, I'm just waiting. She asked for us to move the consent.
Stand out just a little bit. Come on, Is that everyone in, Colin?
Yep, got everybody in. That's great.
All right.
1, 2, 3.
Awesome, big smiles. Fabulous.
All right, Mark, where are you?
The mascot is the ring, right? Indeed. You got horn and everything. I need the part. I need the headbutt.
I'll make it quick. I was told to hold it this way.
Follow it, right?
I brought no.
No.
Are we balanced now?
Here we go.
That's great. 1, 2. All right, 1, 2, 3. Excellent, great. Beautiful. Okay.
Ms. Walker, Dr.
You're all right.
See you later, Mr. Chairman.
All right, everyone. As they say now, the pleasantries are all over. Here we are with our public hearings in our agenda. Next item, item 7. We have a bond warrant that we would like to withdraw from the agenda. Apparently the amount has changed and it's going to need to be re-advertised for correct information. So now we have zoning cases. County attorney. We have so many of these. Is it appropriate or would it be appropriate if I lump those together who received no opposition? Can we vote one time or do we need to vote
You
separately?
should have to have a separate,
Separate vote. All right, we're gonna have a public hearing. After our public hearing, all of those separate vote. All right, here we go. Zoning case 22-007, Donald Agri, owner agent, requests a change in zoning from A1 agricultural and institutional to agricultural for livestock. This is located at 1943 Brookside Road, Mount Olive. Is there anyone in the audience like to speak in opposition or in favor of this? Seeing none, the public hearing, I'd like to open the public hearing for this. Seeing none, the public hearing is closed. Those items have been moved. Second, all in favor say aye. Aye. Next is Z220012, Rosser Farms Homeowners Association, Jason Buckafer. That be it. This would be an agent for a change zoning from RG single family to CC Country Club for a clubhouse. They want to put a clubhouse in their subdivision. This is 4602 Rosser Farms Parkway. Is there anyone in the audience that would speak in favor of or in opposition to this? I'd like to open a public hearing at this time. Anyone like to comment? Seeing no comments, public hearing is closed. Item moved. Z220012. Motion second. All in favor say aye. Next is Z220013. Mary Jane Carroll, owner. April Vining, agent, request to change zoning from R2 and C1 to A1 agriculture for a mobile home and on Pinewood Avenue, and that's in the Concord community. I'm very familiar with this. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to speak in favor of or in opposition to this particular item? Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
At this time, we'd come up, we would open a public hearing. Public hearing is now open, and you state your name and your address, please.
Yes, sir. My name is Walter Crow. I live at 900 Pinewood Avenue in the Hueytown/Concord area. I am opposed to a mobile home being placed.
Yes, sir. And have you seen the renderings of this? To understand it, I don't know that a mobile home would be the appropriate
Just a second, sir. I can do this in one conversation.
all right, let him talk.
Okay. Sure. I'm sorry, sir. You're talking about more of a manufactured home. That'd be fun. I just didn't want to hear.
You know, being very familiar with that community and understanding those folks and working with them through the April tornadoes in 2011. And going through that, the last thing we want to do is segregate your community.
Just don't want to bring the values down anymore.
I understand.
All right, so then I've had my say.
Yes, sir.
So,
Thank you very
sir,
much.
for the record, are you withdrawing your opposition to this?
Yes, if it's going to be a manufactured home like is pictured here, I have no problem. As long as they remember to take the axles with them when they go.
Very good.
Good morning, sir. But don't leave just yet. You can stay where you are.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you, I like your spirit. This is how you preserve your community. I'm glad you got an opportunity to be able to see what exactly is going near your property. But anytime something comes up, always stand up and fight for your community. I like it.
My biggest concern is the people that don't make the curve are going to go straight down the driveway into that house.
I understand.
That's a bad curve.
It is.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Brooks. We appreciate that input. Restrictions that we have on this, that it must sit on a foundation. Are those already made, or is that a covenant that we need to add?
It's a condition that you would have to add because originally the staff recommended denial for this zoning request.
I understand it. You recommended denial for it, so we would like to, the chair will entertain a motion
Yeah, we'll move the item with the add Q conditions.
with the added conditions that it will be placed on the foundation, there will be no axles, that, be a modular.
Yeah. So, do you want me, does it need to be restated, county attorney? To include everything?
As long as he
President
understands
just
what you're doing, you're fine.
Okay, all right. So I just want to make sure that my motion is clear before it was seconded.
It's clear.
Okay.
Motion's been made and seconded with the amended. Is the applicant here? Okay, the applicant's
The property owner lives in Ohio, and they could not.
okay, so they're coming, you want to make that perfectly clear that those restrictions will be placed as a covenant to that. Okay? Have a motion and a second. All in favor on the amended motion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Item's been moved.
We included it in
Z 22014. Cindy Cindy Birchfield and Virginia Birchfield owners, Cindy Birchfield agent, request change the zoning from I-3 to A1 for mobile homes. This is in Brookwood, Alabama. Is there anyone in the audience speaking in favor of or opposition to this? Like open a public hearing to hear your concerns. Seeing none.
Move that. Oh, you gotta close it.
Got closed public hearing.
Move that.
Move second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Z 220015, Tyrone and Samuel Griffin owners, Sam Griffin agent, request to change the zoning from A1 and R1 to A1 for agricultural use. This represents in the Benson, Alabama Commission, right, 20.66 acres. Like open public hearing at this time for Z 220015. Anyone in the audience speaking in favor of and opposition to this? Seeing none, vote here is closed.
Move the item.
Second.
Item moved second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Z 220016, Sardis Baptist Church, Kent James owner, Christian James agent, request to change the zoning from A1 agricultural, institutional, one institutional, and CU current use to align zoning with proposed subdivision of the property. This is on Sardis Road in Gardendale, Alabama. Represent 9.72 acres. Like to open public hearing on case Z 220016. Anyone in the audience speaking in favor of and opposition to this?
I'm the applicant, do I need to speak in favor, or have anything for you to add?
I think you're good.
As long as it gets approved, I'm good.
Is there anyone, commission? Public hearing? Like to close public hearing? Move the item.
Second.
Item moved second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Answer your question, you're good.
Thank you, sir.
Z 220017, Caesar Urapin, Kovar, owner Bobby, Libby, Harvey, agent, change zone from A1 and I1 to A1 to remove split zoning for compliance to residential use. This is in Warrior, Alabama, up the Trafford area. Like open public hearing on Z 220017. Anyone in the audience speaking in favor of and opposition to this? Seeing none, public hearing closed. Move the item.
Second.
Item moved second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Next is Z 220018. Shelley Lynn Allen and Vicki Allen owners. Celine Bahani Investment LLC request to change the zone from R1 to C1 for a gas station. This is on Cherry Avenue in Forest. Like to open a public hearing for Z 220018. Anyone in the audience speaking in favor of or in opposition to this? Close the public hearing, Commissioner. You good?
No, I would have to say I want
Okay, yes, ma'am.
to speak to this item too. One quick question before I make a motion on this item with the amended amendment for Q conditions to be added. So I noticed it says about changing the zoning from R1 family to C1 commercial. What is that around it one more time? The rest of it, is it commercial? It's item number 8. It says change your zoning from,
So here's your zoning map of the area.
right,
And there's an interstate off-ramp that's adjacent not only to the north but also to the west. To the east, that's an agricultural use, I believe it's vacant land, and to the north, it's an extension of the off-ramp. That blue and white, the blue and white lines you see are industrial, as an industrial zone district. So literally, the primary use around this site is the interstate off-ramp and the interstate itself.
yeah, and but are the other properties zoned in Industrial, commercial?
They're zoned agricultural and industrial.
Okay. All right. So, I move that, we move this item with the Q conditions requested, be added that, the site plan presented will be the only development on that, this acreage as presented.
Yes, ma'am, limiting the uses to a C-store, gas pump, and restaurant. I believe was what you wanted added. You would specify those uses. You did want a bingo hall to go here at this location.
Absolutely not. And if that's even considered, then the answer is no.
I didn't, it's just my first time hearing that.
Did you say something?
Yeah, we did want a bingo hall located here, and so we're limiting the uses to substantial performance with the site plan submitted for today's hearing, but also limiting uses to a C-store with gas pumps and a restaurant. And the applicant is agreeable to those conditions.
I'm fine with it. I'm gonna be honest with you. Being that this is the first time I've heard that kind of language, I thought, here's what I'm making sure that I'm articulating, is that since they have brought this development as a gas station, I just wanted to make sure that it was maintained to just a gas station usage. Am I making sense?
Yes, ma'am.
All that other language is like, okay.
If you look at your site plan, it only shows a gas station and convenience store. And so by making it substantial compliance with the site plan, those are the only uses that would be allowed.
Right.
But on our agenda, it says a gas station, period. You didn't, we can't really start adding.
We made some changes since the pre-advisory meeting on Tuesday. And so this is additional language being added.
Well, those changes should be submitted to us.
Right.
I gave it earlier. Did you not?
No, what I'm saying is, you talking about this, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Right, so what I'm saying is, I can appreciate this. What I am saying, let me be clear,
Yes.
I thought it was, you were making, reducing this to writing as it relates to my request. My request was to make sure that it's only germane to a gas station. All this other stuff.
Yes, well, that does make it germane to just, a gas station convenience store.
I think you might need to leave that other language off with the understanding that you know that this is all I requested. I just wanted to make sure that a gas station is a gas station.
Okay, so you're saying a convenience store and restaurant would not be permitted? That's
But
part of their
it's
request.
only at this particular site, am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I mean, unless they have some other additional plans or something that has been submitted that we're unaware of, I don't get it.
Now, most gas stations nowadays have a convenience store. I'm not opposed to that.
And restaurant.
And now they're adding the hot dog stands and stuff like that.
Right, yes, but that's the intent of the conditions that's before you, David, because again, you go to these gas stations, a lot of times they don't have like the Hunt's Brothers pizza and everything. We're just trying to cover those bases for that sort of use to happen within the convenience store itself.
But you have to understand our position too,
Correct.
that when we get additions laid, because we had one recently that, oh yeah, by the way, we're going to bingo out back. So we're very cautious.
Well, and again, just to state for the record, bingo halls are not legal in Jefferson County anywhere.
Well, that doesn't seem to bother anybody.
That's true.
Okay, I would make a motion. Are we public hearing closed?
Public hearing is now, he closed, we read comments, you read comments. But
And made a motion, but I mean, I understand what you're saying. It says, that language just kind of threw me off. It would have been better, if I had all of that.
Yeah.
A little bit.
beforehand.
Yeah. When there's a stack up here, I didn't even see it till just now.
Like, I knew you had it. I just thought, I took for granted that all it was doing was just to address my concerns, which is making sure that a gas station as presented remains a gas station, that's all that I'm saying.
Yes, ma'am. We received the site plan this morning, but the language I sent to your assistant, I think 2 days ago, to make sure you're okay with it. But I think if your concerns are definitely addressed with the conditions proposed.
All right, you have a motion.
Yeah, I'll move the item as presented.
As amended,
As presented,
as a gas station.
yes. Or, and you saying that the gas station, if we do it as presented, but also restricted from having a restaurant in it?
Yeah, and a convenience store, and that's what they're asking for. They're asking for
Oh, okay.
a gas station, a convenience store, and possibly a restaurant at some point.
Okay, as amended.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let me just, no, I get it. I just wanted to make sure that I'm hearing you correctly, so I'm making a motion intelligently. But I make a motion that we move the item with the amended language that has just been presented.
We have a motion. I'll second that. Motion second, all in favor say aye. Aye. Thank you very much. Number 9, Z220019, Danny and Jan Christmas. Danny Christmas, the A was changed from an I3 industrial to A1 for residential use to include farmland. This is up in the Morris area, 20.56 area. Next, I'd like to open a public hearing on Z220019. Anyone in the audience speaking in favor of or in opposition to this?
We're in favor.
In favor, great. Anyone else? Public hearing is now closed. I move the item.
Second.
Motion been made second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Very much, aye. Z220020, Doug, Johnny, and James Nolan, owners, and Charlie Beaver's agent, changed from an A1 agricultural to C1. This is across from the new hospital that's being built on Bell Hill Road. Is there any, I'd like to open a public hearing at this time. Is there anyone in the audience in favor of or in opposition to this?
We're here for the applicant, Mr. President. Thank you much.
Please come up a second, I want to ask questions. This is going to be a convenience store that's going to be directly across from the hospital.
Yes.
Okay. Our land planning folks, I'm not going to get into y'all's business of what you're doing with your intent, but most of that is going to be designated for medical offices and things like that. I'm sure you want to put I know that our land planning folks, our developmental services, they consider that rural, but I don't think it's rural anymore.
Rural village center.
Why don't you speak to it just a little bit, Paul?
I'm just pointing out, sir, that the county's future land use map identifies this area as rural village center, and it would permit commercial use such as a gas station.
I understand, but is that accurate now?
I believe so, sir. Yes, sir.
We're still going to consider that rule. Okay, you're good. Thank you. All right, Mr. Beaver.
It hasn't been amended yet.
It hasn't been amended yet. Are you comfortable with that?
As it
With
stands,
that use as we move?
unfortunately, because the land use has not been amended yet, it's what we have to stand on today. So it's what we have to go with today because it hasn't been amended yet.
Fair enough. I guess what I'm saying is that I want that area to be as good as it can be. And I want to make sure that we're not against whatever you're trying to do. But we want to make sure that the hospital and the residents of that area everything flows, the road is gonna be completely changed. The grade's gonna come down, it's gonna be a 4-lane, and just wondering if you may be jumping the gun.
Well, my client is here who.
I'd like to hear from you.
He would be, if I may, he selected this site because of the traffic and because of the development that's coming there. And there will be a need, in the area for those who work in the area, for that kind of service. The convenience store, the gas, as well as the restaurant. He has a meat and three type of deli restaurant, which is very good, very high end. He'll make it look very nice, very well landscaped, required by the county. I think they picked this out for this reason because he thinks it is a service type of development that serves those in the area. With all the development coming, he thought this would work very well. So,
Okay.
sure.
So the traffic study that was done with, was there a traffic study done in association with this?
We're still working through the engineering and the final traffic study is not complete, nor the level of improvement or coordinating where the access has to be sited. So we'll do that as part of the site development plan.
So there's still a lot
Yes.
to be done. Because as we were told on Tuesday, that this would potentially, the entrance to this would be across from the main entrance of the hospital.
It's very close,
Which would
yes.
require signalization and other expenses.
I can't necessarily speak to signalization, but definitely there may be access control or some other considerations, but we need to see what the traffic study requires, and we'll work through that with our project.
Our client is certainly understands that and understands that you'll have to coordinate the details of the site development plan and access with the county. That is all about.
I like hearing that.
Mike, I'm at 2327 Chevy Trail, Fort Alabama. How y'all doing?
Good morning. What are your intentions? Do you want to put
Going to be
a convenience store, gas station?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a rendering of it?
It's
Yeah,
filed,
picture of it.
it's filed with the application, so it should be there.
I'll look and see.
And he has one, if I may, Mr. President, y'all approved one fairly recently on McShannon. And part of that was that they wanted it to look like a country store and that sort of thing. He's recently opened it, doing very well, being very well received. He has others that he owns and develops in this county.
Now, the one on the back of Shannon, at the end of back of Shannon, Eastern Valley, is that yours?
Yes. And the way it looks was directed by the county. They wanted it to look like a country store with wood exterior and that sort of thing. So he developed it to look like that. And
I don't want to get confused here. We gave you a variance to put that store there at the end of back Shannon, Eastern Valley. Is that the same location?
No, this is different.
At the end, we gave a variance, or we changed the zoning.
You changed the zoning.
We changed the zoning to put him there.
Yes.
And then within 3 months, he asked for a liquor license to go with that. Am I correct?
It was
right one?
It was within the year, yes.
It was within a year, and we denied that liquor license. Right?
Correct.
Okay. So now you want to put one over on Bell Hill Road.
Yes, sir. The Chevron already approved that location.
Okay, right. I just wanted to have everything that the facts out on the table when we do that. Now, when would you start construction?
Probably in about 4 months.
4 months.
3 to 4 months.
Way before we do our. Can they start that quickly?
Well,
If without us?
we'll have to go through the site approval process, and we'll have to, if that is their construction schedule, then they'll have to work out, an interim connection, and coordinate with our project, but we'll work through those details. I can't speak to their schedule.
Yeah, just check with Mike, and he's willing to work on timing, make sure it's all coordinated, so that they get out ahead of it. If he needs to wait on this commencement, he's happy to wait and coordinate all of that with the county construction. And he understands that this zone does not allow a liquor license. He understands that very well. We've actually talked about that in detail. He understands.
Yes, sir. And how big is all this gonna be? Because if you're talking about a gas station, a restaurant, a convenience store,
It's going to be daily inside the store. What, 1.3 acres, I believe?
How big is the
okay,
store?
deli inside the store is what you said, but
Yes.
that's not, I thought you said, Charlie, that it was free. It was a restaurant, it was meat and
It's a meeting for
Yeah, it's a dining, plus a daily inside.
Will you have dining in?
Yes, sir. It's going to be almost 6,000 square feet building.
And is it, okay. Okay. Is there, thank you. Appreciate it, thank you, Charles. Is there anyone else in the audience who will speak in favor of or in opposition to this particular issue? Anything from any of our county departments? That we're doing so much improvements in that road.
Commissioner, I would just add the normal process is you approve the zoning, they will be required to do the traffic study and whatever's required to, get the traffic to and from, they will have to provide before it is approved, and it will be, substantial. So I want to make sure they know that as well.
And that zoning, I believe that I asked, that's and when I said, is that a spot zoning? And they said, well, it's rural. Okay. And what's the zoning on each side of that?
I know where you're headed with the question. Let me pull the zoning map for you first. So you have agricultural on one side. It's a residential subdivision on the west side, more agricultural to the south, and on the north, I believe that's institutional 3. In this case, the reason that it's not spot zoning because there's no C1 surrounding or adjacent to it is because it's consistent with the county's future land use plan. That's what makes it not a spot zoning case, which is what's illegal in Alabama.
And where's the hospital in relation to that parcel on that map right there? Right immediately
To the north, across Bell Hill Road.
across the street. That property is on the side of the hill, I believe it goes up. I think that's where I saw it. I don't belabor this, but I question our staff and their foresight and seeing what's gonna happen in the next 5 to 10 years. And the zoning that we're gonna have and what we envision that community to look like. I think that we have an obligation to make sure that it's congruent with the $300-something million hospital that's across the street. And that the road, the ingress, egress is good. Everyone's upset about that, and we want to make sure that everyone that can speak to this will speak to this. It's our job as a commission to make sure that is done. So if that is all of the information that we have out there, we will close the public hearing.
Now, just add one thing.
You can.
Very quickly. He understands that this is an area that's going to undergo tremendous change, and that this type of use, he believes, is going to be one that will be serve that area very well and will be in demand. And he is willing to commit that whatever the requirements are for access and the road system out there, the timing of it and the like, he's willing to cooperate totally with the county and subject to that. I think he has to anyway. And also with respect to landscaping and the look of the building, whatever this county would like to see that look like, he is very much willing to have that submitted to the county. He runs a very first-class operation. I know the gentleman is a fine man, and he wants it to be right and be credit to his community.
Well, I appreciate that. That's very well said.
Now, let me just ask one question. That yellow area right to the right of the property in question, that's single family, is that right?
That appears to be R1 single family, yes, sir.
Is that a change?
I'm sorry?
You think that'll change? Are there houses in there?
I would anticipate the bulk of this area changing. And like I said, this will definitely be one of those items that's addressed as we update our comprehensive plan, which should begin within the next few months.
And these land use decisions were made long before I got here. So your planning commission and your previous planning director, they would have come to conclusions about what was appropriate for this site. And I certainly would not at this point at least not have had an impact on this area of decisions regarding what's appropriate for this area or not. I'm just implementing what's already on the books, in other words.
So right now, it's A1 surrounding this besides the I institutional for the hospital, right? R7.
It might be helpful to know
All right.
that properties up and down that area coming up for sale, and people recognize that they're going to be demand for commercial types of zoning, and the representative characteristic there is going to change, and is changing. People recognizing that and have the properties up for sale for those purposes, as is the case with this property.
I don't know. This time I close the public hearing. The commission understands that this is an area that is under a tremendous amount of change. And I really am, I'm sorry that we haven't done something with our land use plan to represent that, or at least suspend the use of the land use plan for a period of time to make sure that it's congruent with the needs of the area. But being not given that opportunity, we're going to have to do what we need to do here today. So Commissioner,
Yes, so let me ask you this. What is the expected time frame that you're looking for this land use plan to be updated and provided to us?
It'll be a countywide endeavor. It will probably take upwards of a year, if not slightly more. But like I said, we've already worked with selected consultants to get that started, and we look forward to bringing you all a contract within the next few weeks or months.
It was part of a grant through the MPO, which has extended the timeline for approvals, but that we worked through, are working through that process.
So then let me ask this question too. I noticed that the president mentioned that there's going to be some robust kind of activity that's happening in that area. Is this in line, this particular project, is it in line at all with future development that you all see may happen in that area? Asking, not telling.
I would anticipate there being a lot of interest from doctors' offices pharmacies, these sorts of things that we typically see around hospitals in the area, as well as restaurants, a lot of supporting functions that support, that are going to be there to support the traffic, your people that work there, people that be visiting the hospital. And in saying all that, I think it would be likely that this area would transition to something commercial, and particularly something like a C1 commercial, which is the zoning that they're requesting today.
So then this will be my last question, seeing that it seems like the area is going in that direction. What kind of key conditions at this point that we can add to ensure that this project is complementary to the future development of that area?
What you may want to do is, again, I believe you've got some suggested conditions regarding the site, or holding them to some sort of site plan, as well as requiring architectural review by the County Planning and Zoning Commission. And that may take care of the aesthetic element on that. You may not want to necessarily restrict the use at this particular location, because again, it could be likely that someone else could become interested in the property, combining with others to do something a little bit more grand, or again, going back to other doctors' offices, other sort of supporting functions that are to be found around hospitals. And if you limit them to the use, then they have to go back through this process again, as opposed to just being able to develop outright. But if you would require the the architectural review, then the County Planning and Zoning Commission could that point set the tone for what the architecture is going to be in the area. And if you recall, when the hospital was approved, there was a condition on that just for that site plan and architectural review by the Planning and Zoning Commission, and that's how the site will be built.
So in essence, the project would always be subject to, if there's any additional development to the existing property, then it would have to be brought back before the commission.
It would go back to the Planning and Zoning Commission.
Right, but then would it come back before us?
No, ma'am.
Okay, but so if there's an issue that doesn't line up with what we're voting for or against today, then how do we address that?
It would be taken up by county staff and Planning and Zoning Commission, which county staff has a lot of influence in what the Planning and Zoning Commission does. Roads and Transportation has a seat on it, as well as the Jefferson County Health Department.
Would you anticipate that when we do alter our land use plan, that this would become a medical zone, where we would have doctor's offices and things?
Right, again. Again,
this is across the street.
Correct. But when we talk about things that are like a medical zone, we're precluding things like restaurants, hotels, that sort of thing. Right. And those restaurants and hotels would be allowed C1 zoning, which again is what is being requested.
I thought there was a hotel plan.
Hotel is to the west of the hospital on that side of the building.
You already have a lot of retail just right at the exit and on the other side of the interstate.
Correct.
So to be clear, what he's saying, they're asking for C1 zoning. And we estimate the future land use plan would recommend C1 zoning. Because this is a heavy commercial area, and you can't separate out a gas station from the other type of commercial areas. And we do recommend architectural review to make sure that aesthetics stays in line with what you've required here at the hospital and the hotel area. Not people looking really nice.
Public hearing now closed. Ready to make a motion?
I'm ready to move the item myself, as with the recommendations that have been presented to be included with this project.
All right, we have a motion to approve the recommendation to the project. Second. And we have a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, I'm going to oppose that one. I think that's something we should have done, have That's kind of a bad spot here. 5 years from now, this commission's gonna say, because there's gonna be all kinds of changes made to that area. So, okay, that being said and that being done, we're now on Z220021, Lumley Ryan LLC, owner Charlie Beaver's agent. Charlie, you busy today?
I am.
Charlie brings some heat.
We didn't expect it to eat.
Yeah, sure that.
It's always an adventure, you know.
So here we are. You want to extend the time that you're strip mining that 24.4 acres up around Sardis for how many months?
32. Yes.
32 additional months.
Yes, and it's done in increments. I'm sure you can see that those lines go like this. They mine one, they mine another, they mine the other. And I can't read it from here, but you know, that gets done, and they come and finish this one, and this one, and this one, and this one, and this little bitty up here. So it's done incrementally, so they won't be mining this whole area the entire time. And most of this area is not actually going to be mined at all. It's in the extension because they built a pond here that will stay and remain, and then they have reclamation in all of this area, which will take them a little bit, you know, longer after the mining is completed to finish, and they'll be totally out of this area. The original zoning was for all of this area, this one going on, but it's all that area there, and this is what they have left. This is actually zoned I-3S all in here, so it's not a part of this. It's just this little area right here.
Okay.
Why didn't we include, I know this was pretty heated discussion a few years ago about this mining up there, because there's a lot of people not real happy with it, we zoned it anyway. Why wasn't this included at that time?
Well, it actually was. It's just taken, had more common issues,
Okay,
we
so
had COVID
right,
issues.
so we're not adding anything.
Not adding anything, just extending the time to finish.
Okay.
And the 150-foot buffer remains, all the conditions about the timing, when they can start, when they have to stop, when they can mine, when they can't mine, the restrictions on the blasting, all of that remains.
Does this move the blasting closer to the homes?
No, so they're actually, most of the homes are here, like a couple up in here, but it doesn't get any closer than this.
That is already being.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Like open public hearing, Z220021, anyone in the audience speak in favor of or in opposition to this? Seeing and hearing none, public hearing is now closed.
One more question, Charlie, did you say that they're reclaiming it as they're going?
They have reclaimed a good bit of it already. My folks are here to get about that, but yes, they'll start taking the old bird and moving it in. They're going to make, they plan it looks real good, and we have the lakes there and all. He also has kind of like a horse farm and some hunting area there. It's all over.
I'll move the other
Moving to second, all in favor say aye. Next we have is really in connection with item number 61 on our agenda. Item number 61 on our agenda is a transfer of a beer and wine license. And this liquor license is in addition to that particular location that they want to add a liquor store at that location. And I think that's the proper way.
Yes, it is, Rick.
So I need to check to attorney here. Attorney left. You out there, Theo? I think I heard you, didn't I? I need to know the proper way to handle this. I think the transfer would be first.
Well, no, there's no public hearing on the transfer.
I know. But we're gonna vote on it. If the transfer votes down, this is big.
No, there's two separate liquor license applications. There are two separate licenses that are being requested. One is the off-premise beer and wine, the other is the off-premise liquor.
So you can
So I
have
need a-
liquor without beer and wine?
Correct.
Okay.
Or you can have beer and wine without liquor. Correct.
Okay. This is a liquor license here, B220004, Bolina, 2021 Inc., Apple, Gervada, Sparky, and Bottom Vodka, member of the McCall Package Store, request approval of a lounge retail liquor license, Class 2, in conjunction with the proposed package store. And why is it said a proposed package store if they already have one?
They do not have one.
They do not have it.
They do not have a package.
So
It is
the
a convenience
transfer of the license in number 61.
It's just for the beer and wine and the existing convenience.
Okay. All right, and this is Billy's. Is that right? Okay. Yeah. Is that? Come on up. Would you like to state what you intend to do?
Tell us your name.
Name and your address.
My name is Mohammed Abdul, and
Speak up, sir. She's got to take this notice.
my name is Mohammed Abdul, and I'm from Pullman. 1845 Mountain Drive, 31 Pullman, Alabama 35058. He's my partner. He's going to stay in the Mekela, Park 28, Eastern Valley Road, to doing the business. This pandemic, we just willing to do some business and make some living, and there's a business we have opportunity to buy. So we bought it, but we're not planning whatever it is decided.
I'm very familiar with that area in that place.
Yes.
You know there's a proposed daycare across the street from that?
I just knew. I didn't know that.
Right, it's on the agenda. When will it be up, Mike?
It'll be on the Planning and Zoning Commission agenda in June.
Planning and Zoning Commission in June. So when we do that, we have to consider the surrounding areas and the daycare and things like that. All right. You used to have some bingo machines there. You used to bingo machines there?
Before us, before we just bought it last November, but we heard like a long time ago they have a bingo machine. But when we bought it, we took it out because
You took them out?
yeah, we took them out. It's illegal, we can't put them there.
Understand.
Mr. President, I did go by the site, and there are.
I take the word on it.
He said it was before he bought it.
Yeah, it was in the before November. That's last fall when I was about it.
And what was your comment? They're illegal?
I'm sorry?
Did you say they were illegal?
No, the bingo is, I think, I heard is illegal. The bingo is illegal.
Okay,
I don't know.
just reaffirming from the community.
Yeah,
The bingo is illegal.
I heard that. I'm not sure. I live in Pullman. This is the first time we have coming here.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone in the audience I'd like to open up a public hearing for B 220004? Anyone in the audience speaking in favor of the opposition to this? Yes, sir. Please come up, name, such name, and address.
My name is James Runnings. My address is 5535 Eastern Valley Road, Collis. I live directly across the street from the station that they buy or own. And my property, my building is approximately, my house building is approximately 130 feet to their building. And I sit on my front porch and, parties come out there with beer all the time. Ice it up and then drink it on down the road, but I oppose
Anyone else? I have Commissioner, would like to ask what?
So County Attorney, this would help me, so if I'm hearing this correctly, these gentlemen purchased this property, back in November, is that what you said? And so, is it in operation right now?
That is operational, just the convenience store and the gas station.
Say it one more time.
Convenience store and gas station. There is no liquor store now, no kind of store.
So I don't want you to get offended, but say it to me once again so I can hear you.
Okay, there's operating lady station.
Is operating as a what?
Is a gas station and a convenience store inside.
Convenience store and a gas station.
Okay, gas station and, that's okay, I mean, that's, it's beautiful.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so gas station inside, and you said, well, there's a convenience store inside, but it's a gas station, right?
Right.
Alright, and so,
There's beer and wine also inside.
okay, so what is being asked of us today, if I'm reading it right, are we on the last one, Mr. Reddy?
Oh, we are.
Okay. They're asking for a lounge retail liquor license.
Liquor license, not beer and wine, liquor, part of it.
I get that part. So, right now, you're currently serving, I don't know, so just tell me, Mr. If there's a difference between liquor and beer, it sounds like what I'm hearing, is that correct?
They're selling beer and wine.
In the
They're
convenience.
not serving beer and wine.
I get it, so it's beer and wine you currently, that you're selling, but this liquor component is the new ask to be a part of it, is that what I'm hearing?
Yes.
Which is stronger alcohol, basically, right? Okay, so about this daycare, has that already been through planning and zoning?
No, ma'am, does not go for planning and zoning until next month.
Okay.
It's kind of like. Yes, sir.
Notice of, hearing, this says 1 o'clock today on that.
And that meeting has been canceled because we do not have a quorum, so it's put on the June agenda.
I knew it. All right, thank you, Joe. Appreciate that.
So I guess, Mr. President, are we, okay, county attorney, I remember this happening in the city. Would there be an issue of any kind if we were to deny this license? This part of it?
The liquor board.
Yes, ma'am.
That's already answered. You know, I don't know that that's a proper question from the dais to do that. We talk about that, but